Alright. Now, since today was a little short with the finale of Mega Man 4 on the NES being a little short, let's just start with anew with Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy. Thankfully, unlike last time, for Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, the music isn't horrible, but that's what I'm at least happy about. And this time, Capcom learned from their mistake, and actually just went back with the normal team that they usually go for these games for music. So that helps a lot. And you can flat out tell the music is a bop. It is much better for this game than it was previously. Like, I'm not saying the previous team didn't try. Don't get me wrong. I can at least see that they tried. But I can be honest and just say this is much better by comparison. Like, if you were to ask any Mega Man fan that actually played Game Boy games, they'd flat out say, just 2 has the worst Mega Man music. And let's begin. And like I said earlier, within Mega Man 4, the bosses are split up between 3 and 4 on the NES. It's just the ones for 3 are now... the ones for 3 are just split up into 4, and 4 randomized bots from 4 are now the second batches of stages that you'll be fighting against for Wily. Because let's be honest, it's always going to be Wily. And the reason why I say it's always going to be Wily is because, for this game, the main plot is this. Dr. Wily has taken control of an offshore oil rig, and he's using this to drill into the Earth's core to use its resources for his own nefarious purposes. And since Dr. Wily is doing his usual shtick, go and stop him. Simple. And for this time through, we have Spark Man, Gemini Man, Snake Man, and Shadow Man. I want to at least save Shadow Man not for last, because I really like his weapon. But I feel I'll go with Snake Man first. And what a good transition. Like, normally it's the standard transition for choosing a stage, but wow, they actually improved upon themselves. Excuse me. Again with the burping, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can really tell for 3, it's quite the graphical overhaul. Mega Man doesn't look so scrunched up when he's trying to slide, for goodness sake. Seriously, it looks like it's ripped straight from the NES instead of just Mega Man being scrunched up, sadly. And the trees are... wow. You can really tell that the team really did try and put their best foot forward for this one. With Snake Man stage, it's the same basic thing. Sit within the jungle, and you go stop and fight Snake Man. These Hammer Joes are only vulnerable after they throw a hammer. In the process of them swinging a hammer, well, you can't really... they're pretty much invincible. And the main gimmick, the main new thing that comes with this game for Mega Man, is that Mega Man actually gets his charge shot from Mega Man 4 on the NES. So that would be why I wanted to at least save up to... not save up. This is why I wanted to do the games in the order that they're in, basically. In which I wanted to at least tackle Mega Man 1 and 2 on the NES, and then just tackle 1 and 2 on the Game Boy, then 3 and 4, then just tackle this game, basically. Because with each game on the Game Boy, it implements changes that the future Mega Man game, that the most recent Mega Man game brings forth. Like with Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, it brings forth Rush and the Slide. And with Mega Man 3, it'll bring forth the Charge Shot. And it does the same thing, and the Charge Shot does the exact same thing as it did within 4, where you charge up, you hold the B button, and it's a massive help. It's a help against that Snake mini-boss, because you can just charge up your shot and fire a few charged shots. Unfortunately, we do not have Rush this time. No Rush is here with us this time. And if I had to make a guess, Rush Coil and Rush Jet will be the additional weapons that we'll be getting from each Robot Master within the first batch. Yeah, I'll take a life. Other than the Charge Shot, Eddie is here. And you could just manipulate Eddie to just get the item that you want. And I did so, wanting to at least get an E-Tank out of the way. But at least getting another life helps. At the very least, I have another life. Instead of the average 3, I now have 4 lives on me. Because even in the Game Boy iterations, 0 counts as a life. And you just gotta be careful to not go off the edge. With these enemies right here, they're pretty simple to take out. Wait for it. But yeah, with the music, you can really tell it's a good, straight rip. Or at least its own rendition of what you heard from the NES version. Sadly, I got knocked back, so I gotta at least try that process again, because I saw an E-Tank, and I really wanted to get that E-Tank. Okay, there we go. Ow! Okay, let's try that again. But just time it. Because these things are invincible. Can't really... Ah. Okay, no, I guess not. Come on. There we go. Really? Oh well. I think I could at least retry to get that E-Tank on a second retry visit with Snake Man. Because I think you can actually go back and retry the stages. There we go. But yeah, with each Mega Man game on the Game Boy, it brings forth changes and additions that the latest game had. So this game has Eddie and the Charge Shot, and yeah, so on and so forth. And we're at Snake Man. With each classic reiteration on the Game Boy, the bosses fight exactly the same way as you'd think they would. So, Snake Man just jumps, he shoots, he walks around, he jumps, and he shoots the Search Snake on the ground. Thankfully, because we have a Charge Shot, which can do more damage, that means we'll be doing more damage to Snake Man than he will to us. Like so. And we will get our first weapon. And we got the Search Snake. And Rush Coil. Wow. Looks like I chose the right weapon to go with. The right stage to go with, sorry. Can I? Oh, yes I can! Okay, so I can actually just retry Snake Man stage to go and try and get that E-Tank. Because E-Tanks are back, and they fulfill the same purpose. You get an E-Tank, refills your health when you're low, helpful in a pinch, when you're in a Dr. Wily stage, or just fighting a boss. And you don't feel like fighting the boss all over again, and you're about to get a game over. It's helpful within a pinch, basically. That's what E-Tanks have. There we go. Had a bit of a tough time trying to jump to actually land my charge shots. Once I get to a bit... Actually, I'll at least... Let me fight this Hammer Joe and test something else. Okay. Rush Coil works the exact same way as it did on the NES. Rush comes down. Rush comes down. You summon Rush, he comes down, and then from there, he gives you an extra boost of... He gives you an extra jump. He gives you an extra jump. But you have to make sure Rush actually lands onto the ground and not over a pit or whatever. Because he won't actually do much if he's in a pit. Oh, he won't actually do much if you're not on solid ground, is what I meant to say. Sorry. If I don't really need the health, I could go for an extra life or an E-Tank Eddie. Come on. No, I don't really need that, Eddie. Eddie, I don't need that. Come on here, at least give me a life here. Ugh. Yeah, with the whole Eddie trick, sometimes it works in your advantage. Other times you have to just exit and re-enter the room to get what you really want. Because that's how the Eddie trick works, and most of the time if you don't do the Eddie trick, you'll either mostly get health or a weapon ammo pickup, and when you don't need either, you really just want to abuse the Eddie trick to get either an extra life or an E-Tank, which is probably the rarest drop that Eddie can give to you. Although this is my first time actually replaying a stage in the Game Boy games. Because when this game first came out on the 3DS eShop, I mostly just went with the stage once, and then just beat this game once, and then that was the end of it. So I'm not sure if I'll be refighting Snake Man or not. Ow. Okay, really? There we go. Wait for you to go down. Come on. There we go. Running start. Got it. I'm not sure what the cap is for E-Tanks this time through. But at the very least, I got one. So that should help me out when I'm in a pinch. Ow. At least I reached the checkpoint. That helps. Okay, let's try this Oh, wow. Really thought I was going to die in that pit for a second, but no, I didn't. That helps. Ew. Oh boy, that slowdown does not look pretty. Does not look pretty in the slightest. At least that slowdown was dealt with. Well, you know, I don't know if I'll be refighting Snake Man again or not, but we can see. We'll see. The main reason why I actually wanted to play the Game Boy games was to at least give a bigger exposure to them. Like, sure, then they're on the Switch eShop, Switch Online service, basically. But, you know, not many people at least know about the Game Boy games for Mega Man. Everyone knows about the... Oh, wow. So that's a bona fide no for refighting the boss. You can re-explore the stage, but you don't refight the boss again. So, I have a clean E-Tank without needing to fight Snake Man again, so that helps. And since this is the old school Robot Masters and the same bosses as their console counterpart, Gemini Man is next. Because his weakness, it will still be the Search Snake, basically. And Search Snake functions the same exact way as it did in Mega Man 3, where you shoot a little snake and it just slides across the ground. It's good for more grounded enemies, and probably those that are too low for Mega Man to shoot, normally. But that's about it. That's the only good use the Search Snake has. And honestly, it's not a bad weapon. I will not be calling it a terrible weapon. Like, that's a big fat lie for me to call it a terrible weapon. Like, I won't call it a bad weapon or anything, but if you have more grounded enemies or whatever, then this is the weapon for you to use. Oof. Wait for it. Shoot. Wait for it. Shoot. With this big guy over here, at least wait for him to jump, then you can slide underneath him. Or if you have the right weapon, you have to shoot it at the head, because anywhere else on the body is invincible. Wanted to at least use rewind because I'm not sure if I passed the checkpoint or not. And I didn't want to run that risk, so I might as well just use the rewind to my advantage. And it looks like we actually have another benefit to this being on the Game Boy, with the charge shot being introduced. The simple fact that you yourself can just use a regular charge shot and just plow through these egg things with ease. Okay, there we go. Needed to get on top of here and use a rush coil to get on top, because I see another E-Tank. Another charge shot to deal with the eggs, which makes going through this level a lot easier. Instead of having to rapidly mash the B button, you could just hold the charge shot, you could just hold it, release, and then get a move on. Hold it, go. Hold it. There we go. Seriously, the charge shot for the Mega Man 3 portion of the bosses is really busted. Seriously. Because the simple fact that you are more reliant on using normal shots, that the charge shot itself does a lot more damage and helps you out against them. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's Soda, I do not like that. Get up. Ow! Why did I do that? Oof, okay. Now the game won't chug. At the very least, it won't chug so badly. Okay. I actually got to a checkpoint. And it looks like I was right in doing the rewind thing the last time. Because the simple fact, I knew if I didn't, I would have to probably go at the beginning of the stage again, and that would just waste time. And since it's mid-December, I hope you all have a good Christmas, and spend time with your relatives. Relatives, loved ones, by yourself, etc. And if it's not Christmas or any other holiday, then I hope you have a safe winter, basically, is what I want to say. Because it's December, really cold time of the year, it's a time to at least be a little festive and to join up with family, you know? Ow. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Now, let's actually not suck at this. With this giant penguin boss, it's at least easier to hit because the sprite is much smaller than its console counterpart. You can at least see where to hit it, and where to hit it is actually on that spinning handle. Ow! Okay, at least the penguin did not kill me. Ooh! Okay, 2 E-tanks, that helps. Come on, health, give me health. Really? No health? I could go for a bit more coil, just in case. Ugh. Again? Excuse me. Again with this? You could at least give me some health pickup. Ugh. Guess I'm gonna have to use the E-tank when I get to Gemini Man. Ow. Whoa, whoa. Oh, there we go. Whew. Ow. Ah, come on with this. Ow! Again? Oop. Maybe I should at least try to chart at slide underneath. Hmm. Oop! Oh boy. Again? Really? Nope. Wow, cannot cut me a break, can you? Okay, time to switch to the Search Snake, because that's the weakness for Gemini Man, and use up an E-tank. Gemini Man fights the same exact way, uses weakness, and then he just starts around the screen, basically. Shoot him enough times, then he just jumps around, shoots the Gemini laser, jumps around, and then you just shoot him when you can. And for our troubles, we got the Gemini laser. Laser works the exact same way as its console counterpart, where the laser, if it depends on how you aim the laser, is how it'll be helpful for you. And since Sparkman is weak to Shadow Man, Shadow Man should be weak to the Gemini laser. Also, one thing that I didn't realize, Shadow Man stage takes place in a sewer. I did not know that. Seriously, really didn't know that. I thought it was just some underground lair or something. And Shadow Man stage should work in the exact same way, where there's lava pit traps, and yeah, there's lava pit traps, and there should at least be an enemy or two that just makes the stage completely dark, like that. And this and this little grenade that runs up to you, that explodes when you damage it, or kill it basically, sorry. That that just flat out explodes when you shoot at it. Although at least if I were to get a game over here, I'd feel it'd be fine because I could at least still have my E-Tank that I got from Snake Man. And with this section, because we have the charge shot, it's easier than just trying to do it without it. Because of the simple fact that you can just charge it up and then shoot the moment that you see it, instead of having to aim several shots. Oh, there we go. Whew. Man, I just love this song. One of my favorite bosses in general just has a really good song. And I'm pretty happy that he didn't get stuck in Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, because I'd be heartbroken to at least hear my favorite boss from that game be placed in an inferior game with inferior music. And now with Shadow Man. Oh. Yeah, Gemini Laser works the exact same way, where you have to wait for it to either bounce around a few times to leave the screen, or hit its target. Thankfully, we can still continue. Oh, thank goodness, and we still have our one E-Tank. And thankfully, Shadow Man stage is not too tough to handle. Wait, is this? Oh. Oh. It looked like a pit trap for a second, like where it was just lava and I would die. But no, it's just average floor, like it's just the ground basically. Not gonna lie, that actually would be a good, cool trap to actually do. Like have players assume that it's not the ground, that it's just the ground and not a death trap basically. And the player would actually have to be more aware of where they're going to land and not fall into the trap, basically. And with these enemies, they make the stage completely dark, so you have to either A, know where you're jumping, or B, take care of them. Could at least use some health pickup game, that would be cool. No, that's neat. Yeah. Wait for it. Oh, come on. Where were the health pickups when I needed it in Gemini Man stage? Come on here, game. Come on. Cut me a break. Cut me some slack, will you? Thank you. Ow. I'm going to quickly go to the next room before I get hurt more, because I don't want to lose the amount of health I recovered from this pickup. And thankfully Shadow Man is not too far from here. Sorry for the burping tonight. Sorry about that. And now for round 2, against old Shadow Man here. Shadow Man works in the exact same way as he does in the original release. He jumps, shoots the Shadow Blade. He jumps, throws a Shadow Blade or two that goes in front of him and diagonally upwards, or he slides. And with that, we got ourselves our third weapon, the Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade works in the exact same way as it does originally. Sure, it's no Metal Blade, but I feel it gets the job done. I like it. One of my favorite weapons, if I'll be honest. And last but not least, we have Sparkman. Right off the bat, the sparking pillars, wait for them to finish shooting electricity, then you can jump across them. Or if you're like me and you have the health, you can just dart across it with little regard to your health, basically. And like beforehand, on the original console, the stage actually shoots cubes of junk to where you need to shoot the cubes of junk to go across, and I'm pretty sure it'll hurt you and send you into a pit because the knockback that you get when you get hurt, thankfully you don't die from it or get crushed from it, basically. But you do get hurt from it, and if you get hurt and it launches you across the pit because of knockback, that's something to consider, basically. And I see another E-Tank, because we took on Snake Man first. We shall get it. Ooh, oh boy. Oof. Thankfully, with these platforms, they don't rise up as quickly as it was in the original incarnation of the stage. But you have to be aware to actually jump off from them before you get launched into the spike ceiling. Ow. Wow, and just like the original release, spike traps. And with these bombs here, you have to jump off of them or move away from them before they detonate to zero and they explode. More junk cubes to shoot. Thankfully, they're not too much of a hassle to take on. Oop. And we can keep on going. And there we go. Keep going. Hold a nice charge shot. Thankfully, where we are, we can take on this Hammer Joe. Nicely. You know what? I'll let Sparkman kill me while it just explain what he does. Same exact thing. He jumps, he shoots a big spark, or, if he shows it, yep, either a giant ball of either a giant spark ball to throw at you, or he just shoots 8 smaller ones within the giant circular pattern, and then from there, yeah, he just either does the big spark or the little spark shield, basically. And since this is Sparkman normally, weakness is the Shadow Blade. And the Shadow Blade works like this. You shoot a shuriken, it goes right back to you, basically. But if you jump just right, you could at least target an enemy behind you. And last but not least, we got the Spark Shock. Shockingly enough, no Rush Jet this time through. Now let's take our fight to Wily. Nice castle this time, Wily. Nice castle this time, Wily. Too bad that won't do much to deter me from stopping your evil plots to take over the world. Ow. And we got ourselves the return of the disappearing blocks. And this thing. With this platform, you have to immediately jump, because it doesn't give you the ample opportunity to actually have a good react time to get across. Oh, and we actually got ourselves our first mini-boss. First time in series history we actually get a mini-boss. And completely different music. Like in the remix of the 4 boss theme. What this thing does, it just bounces around basically. I only died because I got reckless. Thankfully the stage itself shouldn't be too big to handle. It's just the block puzzles, and that platform. Come on. And that platform. That's kind of a pain to handle. So, let's just have a charge shots available. Because of the fact, it makes fighting this thing a lot easier than if we were to just not use the charge shot. There we go. Okay. Go into the capsule. And we now have our second batch of Robot Masters to tackle, which are Dive Man, Skull Man, Dust Man, and Drill Man, respectively. Let me think of which one's easier to do first, or when I want to just get it over with first. I think I'll at least do a bit of Dust Man, and then depending on if I get a game over or not, I may just end the stream for today. I know the streams are not super long for today, but I want to at least push some content out instead of just being very inconsistent. Like, at least something is better than nothing, I'll be honest. Wait for it. And Dustman stage should be working the same exact way as it did on the NES. Set within a... I think it's like a recycling plant or an incinerator or whatever, because his main deal is just using trash as a weapon. Wait, hold on. No. Oh, whoopsie. Come on. Ah. Come on. Really wanted to at least get that health pick up. Ow. With those little enemies, it's best to take care of them ASAP before you start jumping. Because the moment that you jump, and you get damaged by them, the knockback will send you into the pit, which will cost you a life. him. A gimmick that's within every Mega Man game, I think started with the first game, and has always been like that ever since. Got it. Ow. Oof. Okay, didn't see that one coming. Ooh. Ow. Not good. Gotta get away. Get away from me, please. Whew, okay. Ow! Seriously, if I did not get hit by that big enemy there, I would have had enough energy. Had enough health. Ugh. You know what? I think I'll end it for this stream for Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy. We did some good progress. We took out half the Robot Masters, or inside of Wily's capsule, fortress basically. And we're on the second batch of Robot Masters. And if I'll be honest, good progress. Good progress so far. And I'm pretty sure Dustman should have the Rush Jet on him if you beat him. This